It was one of those unusually chilly spring afternoons in Atlanta, gray skies, light drizzle, and a sharp wind that cut through even the finest tailored suits. Cameron Hale, a self-made tech millionaire known for his sharp instincts and sharper suits, sat in the back seat of his sleek black Escalade, scrolling through emails and sipping a lukewarm espresso. The car slowed at a red light near the old West End district, a part of the city Cameron hadn't visited in nearly a decade. He barely glanced out the window anymore in neighborhoods like this. Until he saw her. Standing under the cracked shelter of a worn-out bus stop was a woman holding a broken umbrella, clutching the small hands of 3 young boys. Her. Jasmine. His Jasmine. The girl he left behind when success came calling. The girl who once danced barefoot with him in the rain and believed in his dreams before anyone else did. The girl he thought he'd never see again. Cameron's heart slammed in his chest. Her face hadn't changed, still beautiful, still strong, but it was her eyes that gripped him. Tired. Weathered. Protective. Then, the boys turned around. 3 boys. Same caramel skin. Same soft curls. Same deep dimples. Same hazel eyes, his eyes. Cameron's phone slipped from his fingers and hit the floor of the SUV. Time seemed to slow. "Sir," the driver asked. "Lights green." Cameron stared ahead, lost in thought, but something inside him moved. A decade of guilt wrapped itself around his chest and refused to let go. "Pull over," he said. "Now." Cameron stepped out of the car, rain dotting his shoulders as he approached the bus stop. Jasmine turned, and when her eyes met his, the color drained from her face. The boys stopped talking and held her hands tighter. "Cam," she said, barely above a whisper. He could barely find his voice. "Jazz, are they?" She swallowed hard. "They're yours." He nodded slowly, the weight of her words hitting like a freight train. A silence stretched between them, filled with everything unsaid, broken promises, lost time, sleepless nights. "Why didn't you tell me?" he asked, his voice cracking. "I tried," she said. "Twice. But your assistant, your email, you changed. You were gone. So I raised them. Alone." Cameron felt like the sidewalk had disappeared beneath his feet. He looked at the 3 boys, no older than 7, each one a mirror of a man they didn't know. "I'm sorry," he said. "I should have been there." She nodded, not with anger, but quiet exhaustion. "We don't need anything from you, Cameron. We're okay. We're doing our best." The rain started to pour harder, soaking through their clothes. The boys shivered slightly, and Jasmine wrapped them tighter in her arms. Cameron blinked away tears. "Get in the car." "What?" Jasmine asked. "I'm not letting my son stand out here waiting for a bus. Not ever again. Please. Let me take you home." Her expression was unreadable. Suspicious. But behind the suspicion, a flicker of something else. Hope. The boys looked at her, silently asking what to do. She nodded. Back in the car, the boys marveled at the buttons, the leather seats, the ceiling lights. Jasmine sat rigid in the corner, her hands folded tightly in her lap. Cameron didn't speak much, but he watched them all, heart twisting with every smile, every laugh, every glimpse of what could have been. When they pulled up to a small, run-down apartment complex, Cameron didn't let the driver stop. "Where are we going?" Jasmine asked. He met her eyes, steady now. "Somewhere safe. Somewhere better." "Cameron. I can't undo the past, Jazz. But I can change what comes next. If you'll let me." Over the weeks that followed, Cameron did more than just write a check. He showed up. He drove the boys to school. Sat through parent-teacher conferences. Helped with homework, made breakfast, learned the chaos of mismatched socks and spilled cereal. He laughed again, for real. He even apologized to Jasmine, not just with words, but with action. He bought her a house, not a mansion, just something cozy, full of light. He offered her her own business, a bakery, just like she always dreamed of. She resisted at first. But eventually, she let herself believe it was okay to accept love again. One evening, as the sun dipped low and golden over the backyard, Cameron watched the boys chase each other, their laughter like music in the air. Jasmine stood beside him, arms crossed, tears in her eyes. "You know," she said, "I used to pray you'd come back. I gave up after a while. Figured life had other plans." He took her hand gently. "Life did have other plans. It just took me a little longer to realize what mattered most." Today, they are not just a family reunited, they're a family reborn. Because sometimes the greatest riches aren't found in bank accounts or boardrooms, but in second chances, and the little hands that grab yours when you least expect it. Never underestimate the power of redemption. One act of courage, one moment of humility, one step toward love can rewrite the story of a lifetime.